How do we do this? All right. Lauren, could I have a one-word prompt?
Osteoporosis.
And then Eric, can I have another one-word prompt?
Paleontology.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. And then what the listeners don't know is I cut out about 20 minutes of dead air while I try to think
You
about...
went and got a sandwich.
Yeah. Okay. Bones. Is that anything? Okay. Here we go. I never watched that show, Bones. Isn't that Zooey Deschanel's sister?
Yeah, Bones.
Bones. Mrs. Bones?
That's Bones.
Miss Bones?
Professor Bones?
Yeah. Never gonna... I started watching Tokyo Vice. I don't really watch a ton of the crime... Yeah.
I don't know any of those.
Yeah. Aren't you big on like murder mystery stuff though?
Hey, shut up for a second. Hey, welcome to the podcast with your hosts. What's up, guys?
It's like Ken is here.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Yeah, for the eagle-eyed listeners, that's the thing, right? Ken is not here. So with me is Lauren Showen.
Woo!
And my brother Eric.
Woo!
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
All
The
right.
crowd
Off to
goes
a great
mild.
start.
Okay.
What's the murder mystery show that's always on every hotel room?
Forensic Files.
Forensic Files.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what I'm
baby.
thinking of.
Yep. But that's like true crime stuff. It's
Yeah,
not
that's true.
fictionalized, whatever. I mean, it's kind of fictionalized, but I only like the really old 80s episodes before they were like, what are fingerprints and how do we use them? Are they different? They're probably all the same, right?
Where they use the same visual effect that just like inverts the colors always and like a
Yes.
dramatic sting.
Yes.
It's like that's as far as video editing
It's
had
the
gone.
visual cue to let you know something bad has happened.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh, it's black and white now. He's about to get stabbed.
Yep.
Did I dream this, or is there a show literally called also Forensic Files 2? The
Yeah.
number 2.
That's the new... Those are the new episodes that started like 5
Wha-
years ago.
Why did they slap a 2 on there?
On a TV show.
I don't know. The only thing I can speculate is the original episodes were so iconic and had such a fandom. There was a very particular guy and voice that
Yeah.
did the voiceover for those, and I think that he's got to be dead. He's got to be long dead. So maybe they're like, we can't be true enough to the original. We've got to add a 2 at the end.
Gotcha.
Clever.
Or maybe everyone is alive in the end. Maybe I don't know. I haven't watched any of the new ones.
They sold the IP or something like that.
CJ, there's no way to know.
There's no way to know. I'm not sitting by a computer.
We don't.
There'll be
all
no
have
Googling on
phones
this
in our
episode.
hands.
Nope.
Uh-huh.
Won't have it. That's Ken's job, and he's not here, so we will never know.
Way to go, Ken.
Really letting us down left and right. Crappy intro. No Googling. This is Ken's
It's just
fault
us. It's just in this room together. No outside world.
somehow. Nope.
For
Thanks
the next
for
hour,
inviting
you're
us.
mine.
This bunker is really nice.
Yeah, that's right.
Appreciate you having us.
Yeah. You saw the title of the episode when you clicked play. We're going to talk about Saltburn eventually, I'm sure. This was kind of a weird one in that I pitched this movie because we're technically rounding out date movie month.
So romantic.
Think about that.
I was like, I knew nothing about this movie when I pitched it, other than I had heard like some wackadoo parts happen, and then I thought it was a love story. So I was like, that maybe fits the theme. And then now that I've seen it, I want to say I'm sorry, I think.
Or nailed it?
Yeah. Or a bit of both.
I was certainly, I was not going to lead you away from it, but I was certainly like interested in how casually you threw out this movie because it's not a very casual watch.
No,
Not
it
so
is
much.
not.
Not until the last 3 minutes.
Ugh, yeah. Then it's,
The dance break.
yeah, just joy. Just the best part of the movie.
Yeah, and a codpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Joy and a codpiece.
Picturing Sir Patrick Stewart's SNL music intro. Joy and a codpiece.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joy
Foo
and a
Fighters.
codpiece.
Yeah, I also just happened to watch Jacob something, the guy who plays Felix's SNL last night. Just happenstance that was one we hadn't watched. Most of the sketches are just about how gorgeous he is, which can't blame him for that. He's like 7 foot tall, attractive guy. But yeah, it was like, oh, and he's there to promote Saltburn. I was like, oh, this is funny.
But weirdly, he didn't feel like showing his hog.
Yeah.
And isn't that interesting?
Well.
Something to hide?
Jacob? Huh?
I only knew him from the Kissing Booth series, popular on Netflix, a series of coming-of-age movies about him apparently being in high school and another high school girl who's just like, the only way that we can raise money for prom is having a kissing booth. You're so attractive and cool, and I'm the dork. What if we kiss and make money? I know you didn't ask for a 30-second summary, but that's what that series is about. So it's just like during the pandemic, Netflix was putting out like all of the worst movies that have ever been made just for something to watch.
Yeah.
I did like watch parties, like virtual watch parties with some friends where we were just absolutely shitting on the horrible, awful plots. So what I'm saying is I think there's a through line of what kind of movies this guy likes to do. Just he's like, I'm so sorry. There's a line of plot in here. I can't be a part of this project. So sorry.
That got brought up in his monologue. I didn't know he was part of that franchise. He was one of the...
He's the star, baby.
Okay, he's the titular kissing booth.
Yes. He's the booth.
His monologue was mostly... It was one of those things where I think the writers are like, I don't know what to do with this guy, so we're just going to have him do the like fake Q&A, which I think is like... sometimes it works, it's funny, but I also think kind of a cop-out kind of thing. We're
It's
just
lazy.
Like, yeah. And then so they have Sarah Sherman is in the audience.
Sarah Squirm.
And who we have seen live and in person.
Chicago's own.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. She says like,
I saw your movie and I thought it was absolutely gross.
Right, yeah, well, Saltburn really isn't for everyone.
The hell is a Saltburn? I'm talking about the kissing booth. Two people kissing on the mouth? Ah.
It's true.
That's good.
yeah.
They also I think they made 3 of those.
And he's in all of them?
Oh, he's in all of them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just still in high school?
I think I think he graduates. She's like best friends with his younger brother, and there's a lot of drama about how he's like, you can't be in love with my older brother, and then, spoiler, they fall in love, and then they graduate, and then it's like a whole, oh my God, remember when we dated in high school? That's crazy. Why does there need to be another kissing booth for some sort of
thing? The church?
And for some sort of charitable cause. I guess we gotta make out and ride off into the sunset on a motorcycle.
All right, well, now I'm never going to watch the movies. I feel like
Yeah,
it's been spoiled for me.
I did such an amazing job
Yeah.
summarizing the series for you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Should we jump to the summary? I'm not going to go to break. That's more work for me. Let's just jump right into it.
Perfect.
Great.
Eric, I think you're up.
Yeah, I think we're going to trade off each word.
Oh my God.
Sounds good to me. I really don't care. Ready? Go. 30 seconds on the clock to describe the movie for somebody who's never seen it.
Salt.
Burn.
That's okay.
Ew.
That's one word.
Cod.
Peace.
Period.
All right.
Hilarity.
Still got 20 seconds left.
That's really all the plot there is.
Does hilarity ensue?
Question marks. Raised eyebrows.
Sorry. This movie is described on Wikipedia as a dark psychological comedy or something.
I have a big issue with the way we're categorizing comedy these days. All these award shows are like, oh yeah, this show is a comedy. It's like, it's not though. If they say one funny thing once in an episode, that does not mean it is a comedy show.
It's described as a black comedy psychological thriller. Black comedy.
Yeah.
I guess it's absurd. So people are like, that's funny because you're laughing because it's absurd, I guess. But
maybe.
I agree. I don't think it's a comedy. I think there's just so little comedy on the whole that they're I guess, this is
sure.
comedy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Isn't The Bear, didn't that win comedy series or something like that? Wasn't that in that category?
Pass.
I don't think any of us have seen that show.
No.
CJ, you haven't.
I have not.
Yeah,
I've heard
that's
good
right.
things.
Oh.
Again, just my issue with the award shows.
Yeah. Fair.
I like Iowa, though. Big fan of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Okay, question for you both. Did you fast forward at any parts when you were watching the movie?
Well,
No.
no?
No?
No.
Oh my God.
I think twice I hit at least like 20, maybe 30 seconds to get past some scenes.
Okay, I will admit that me and fan favorite / my wife, Carissa, were talking about this last night, taking bets on what your 2 scores are going to be for the movie. So I'm very curious to hear. And taking bets on if CJ fast forwarded / watched it at 1.5 speed at any point. So score 1 on the board for that one.
Score 1. I will say I watched this on our TV and therefore couldn't watch it at an increased speed.
Good.
And I will say, I tried to watch it at 2 times speed, but my internet wouldn't accept it.
Oh,
It was
bummer.
rough.
It's a long one. It's over 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, it's brooding.
It's also a bad one.
Okay, we predicted that too, that you're going to hate it.
Yep.
I don't really know what to make of it. I honestly have not thought about my rating yet, and I will probably just come to me.
Well, we can't
later
do that
on.
now.
No, not yet.
Ken would throw a fit. Everything's out of order.
We'll never be invited back.
Also, okay, one of the 2 notes I had 4:3 aspect ratio. That's cool, right?
It's, yeah. Did you notice the music is very, like, early to mid 2000s also? I think they were going for, like, a...
Well, it says, like, class of 2006.
Yeah.
So I thought it was the early aughts. But then I was like, okay, they've told us at least what kind of time period this is in. But then later in the movie, we see people walking around wearing masks that are like servers. I was like, that wasn't happening back in like 2006 or whatever.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sure it was when they filmed this, but that definitely was not a thing in the early aughts. Probably should have been. We all probably could have been healthier, but
Yeah.
Do you mean later in like the coffee shop? 'Cause
Yeah.
that was supposed to be many
oh yeah,
years
you're
have
right.
passed.
Time has passed.
You weren't even paying attention.
I was kind of.
Yeah,
I was very tired.
I think that was supposed to represent
Yeah,
like
you're
modern
right.
day.
Yeah, because he is older,
I
quote unquote.
disliked this piece. This cod piece was a real flop for me.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Boy,
All
was
over the
it.
place.
Boy, was it. I disliked that for half of the movie there was this moment in time where the first half of the movie you're like, this guy has had a rough go. Sounds
Yeah.
like he's a real loser dork. And then he has a little drink in the old tub. And all of a sudden, he's like, I have decided I'm going to play this house like chess.
Yeah.
And does all of the things. And then it's not until the last, spoiler, 10 minutes that it unravels like, oh, he's been plotting this whole thing the whole time.
Yeah.
And we never understand why.
I think he's just sick of the head. This guy's sick.
I think it's an all-out class war.
He wants to take them down. It's
I-
a class war, but he wants to be rich in the end.
Yeah.
If I would have made my own bingo card the way that you and fan favorite Carissa had done, I definitely would have put that.
On yours.
It's classes.
Class war.
Yep. See, what else is there going to be? Something related to socialism, something really, I don't know, something. When did the unions come up? There was a coffee shop. Is it going to be about that?
No one was typing on a keyboard at any point. Otherwise, I was really looking out for that.
2 thumbs down.
Yeah, the bathtub scene for sure is when it takes a turn. And then, I mean, we do get a little bit in that, like, they drive out to his parents' place, and that's when it's revealed that he's been lying the entire time. And then you're like, oh, there's still like 40 minutes left in the movie. Cool.
Yeah. And they let him stay. He could have been like, why don't you stay here at your parents' place and never speak to me again?
I think that is the weird thing, that then they like take the probably hour drive back to the like mansion. It's like, yeah, no, he's home. Just like he had a suitcase, but they're rich. They'll mail it to him. Like,
so weird.
yeah. Okay. The other note, now that we're talking about the bathtub scene, was there's no shower in this place.
Nasty.
Yeah, they modernized all of the plumbing, but didn't put in the convenience of a shower.
Yeah. The bathroom the size of a room where a tub is just in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I didn't see a shower in the entire place. I just think, like, you're rich. Have both.
Sure.
Yeah.
Have options.
What's the deal with only a tub?
Is this like some British thing?
Maybe, I don't know.
They're all stinky over there, right?
Somebody I know only takes baths. There's a person that I know who
Whoa.
only takes baths.
I am glad I don't know this person.
You do know this person.
Oh, no.
We'll talk about it offline.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no official, or like you can't be quick with a bath.
You can't be quick and thorough.
Yes.
You can have one or the other.
Yeah.
Like it's you gotta, one, there's just time for the bath to fill that like I probably could have been done with a shower by the time the tub is even filled up.
True.
But then, I'm not against baths. They're relaxing, but I think it's hard to feel super clean afterwards because you are just, sitting in the water that also has the filth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta rinse off. You gotta shower after
Yeah.
a bath.
I feel like you got to shower before, take a bath, and then shower after.
And then take a quick bath to relax in the shower. And then just a quick rinse off and just pop that shower on real quick.
What would, if you were as rich as these fucks are, what is your like ideal bathroom setup?
It's an excellent question.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dang.
I would for sure get one of those like rain showers. So it's like above you, not like on the wall, but like totally above. But still, you need good pressure. I think that's maybe you'd.
A real hard rain.
Yeah, like ow, 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 ow.
I want a sleet shower.
Yeah, I want it to like
Freezing cold.
to rip
sharp.
off all of my outer layer of skin. Feel very refreshed.
That's a very man answer of you.
To rip my skin off all in there.
Yeah.
Exfoliate.
That's a sexist shower because any woman will tell you. Not any woman. Sorry, women. A lot of women don't wash their hair every time that they shower.
True.
So having to break your neck by trying to, oh God, please don't get this wet again. I'm not ready till Tuesday to
Well, I guess
deal with this.
If I'm rich, you can have both. Then you could have the wall mounted one and the overhead rain
Hey,
shower.
That's really sweet of you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
His and her showers.
I'm a feminist.
Prove it. Name 3 women.
Carissa, you just named that one.
Fan favorite
and,
Carissa. I would want a deep soaking tub. I had one in my last place. I gave up the tub.
What is that? Just that you really can submerge
Use
yourself?
context clues.
It's
DJ.
deep?
It's deep, so you can
You
soak
soak.
in it. It's a tub. It's a deep
Isn't that
soaking
what
tub.
all tubs are?
No, like a standard tub is not that deep, and
Okay.
it's not necessarily that long.
True.
So you guys
Okay.
are tall, and I don't know when Eric says no, he's not. Have you recently gotten into a bathtub
No.
at this height? You know,
Yeah.
because why would you? Because
Yeah,
your
I
knees are
can't.
out. It's like it's not comfortable. So you want something that's gonna to fit
Okay, that's fair.
the height.
So a long and deep tub.
Yeah, baby.
Do you want like the claw foot, like this one, just like in the middle of the room?
That's cool.
I'm not a feet guy. It doesn't. The feet are not important to me. Up,
Webbed,
down.
unwebbed.
Yeah, no,
Don't
it's
care.
kind of irrelevant. I just want there to be no leaks, and I want there to be no mold on the silicone.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be a big thing about like having a rich person bathroom is like it being just immaculately clean all the time because you're not presumably doing it.
Yeah.
That would be a huge perk.
Yeah. So not really having to care.
Yeah.
And just going nuts. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could not care now. If
Oh,
you
trust me,
wanted
I
to.
don't.
Oh, fan favorite Carissa. Aw,
Poor Carissa.
how sad.
Would you staff a Duncan at this place as well? I did not care for that guy.
I didn't really get his presence either, other than he was
Yeah.
like a weird creep. Like he didn't add to the plot at all, other
No,
than
not
being a
really.
weird creep.
Yeah. Which they acknowledge. And
Is that some sort of statement on service people?
maybe.
Anyway, what was the question?
Everything is a statement on class.
Oh, but
Here we go.
go.
Eric's on Duncan's side.
No, I would not have a Duncan.
Yeah.
I don't want people in my house.
I know.
Yeah,
that's
touching
nuts.
things.
I would
Yeah.
never.
No.
Yeah. Where he comes back to his room and all of his clothes have been put away for him.
Don't go digging around in my
I was
stuff.
like, no, don't touch my stuff.
That's my business.
You guys can dig in my stuff. That's fine. If you've been invited to my home, feel free to dig around in my stuff. But just a guy who's living there all the time, who's like just following you around, waiting to make a mess. It's so weird.
If I employ you and pay you, get out of my face, creep.
Go relax. Kick your feet up.
Take a bath.
What do you think I'm paying you for?
Go remake those eggs.
Take a
Be
sleep shower.
specified. Fried eggs. How hard is that?
Also, he ordered those eggs over easy, right? And then he complained that the eggs were runny?
I think he did say fried over easy. I just
Yeah.
remember fried. And I was like, that's an interesting choice.
And fried is that's just in a pan with butter, right?
Yeah.
And then it's a runny yolk.
Yeah,
And then he
think so.
complained about
runny-
a runny
Yeah.
yolk.
I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The dude is sick. He's messed up.
This guy's crazy.
Something's wrong with his head.
Interesting. I don't want to give the movie any credit at all for any
much
meaning that we put on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not great. Can I tell you my favorite line in the whole movie?
Yes, please.
There was a character named Pamela.
She is credited as like unwell Pamela or something. Like her
Really?
character name says like, yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, go on.
We get word that she died.
Yeah.
And I think Oliver says Pamela died. And then the mom says she'd do anything for attention.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Yeah.
laughed out loud. Please, at my funeral, anytime you're going around talking to anybody,
Can you
just
believe
say
her?
she would do anything for attention. She knew I had a haircut this weekend, and of course she died. Lauren would do anything for attention. Please, it would mean so much to me if you would do that.
Yeah. Carrie Mulligan, yeah, credited as like unwell or something. Pamela.
What was she doing there?
Yeah, just a friend. I think just implying that they take in friends like stray animals. They'll just adopt people in their lives.
Did you notice that really Midwest thing that happened when she's like, I think I found a place to stay. And then she's like, oh, that's great. And then she's like, well, we're so sad to have you leave. And she's like, well, I could stay longer. And she's like, no, certainly you want to be rid of us. It's like when you're at a party and you're like, I should probably head out. And you're like, no, so you gotta stay.
Yeah,
Please
you don't have to
stay.
go.
Well, I can probably stay 20 more minutes. Oh, no, I wouldn't want you to. I wouldn't want you to miss the
Yeah,
train.
it's pretty late.
Yeah.
You're probably right. You should get the fuck out of here.
It's the Midwest thing where you have to act like it's just a tragedy that you're leaving, getting out of my space, but really, my God, you've been here an hour too long already. I loved it.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of the whole movie.
I want to just institute like, hey, if you're coming over, know that you have to leave by this time. I don't care. I don't care if we're still having a good time. Like, I need my sleep.
Yeah.
You can do that.
I have several separate friend groups where it's like, yeah, we have a meet time and an end time. Like,
Oh, you decide ahead of time?
Yeah.
Like, hey, by the way, this is wrapping up.
we're going to hang out for like, a couple hours or something and then bye.
Listen
Yeah.
to you bragging about having
Separate
multiple
groups?
friend groups.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed
What's that
Just had to
like?
throw in there.
Sheesh, what a brag.
If they all live in Canada, it's something like that.
No, definitely, yeah. No, you guys will meet them for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it helps. Like, I don't know. It just like helps with my anxiety. I think I get it when I'm somewhere for too long. I'm like, I start doing the Midwest thing to myself, where I'm like, have I been here too long? Are they like subtly trying to ask me to leave or whatever? So just like,
Definitely.
communication.
We don't need it. Allow my anxiety to make decisions about your behavior for you. Well, he switched from beer to water, so he must want to go.
Yeah.
He wants me to go home. Obviously, he's furious that I'm still here.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not talking about you guys. You guys are fine. Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Definitely not you guys.
Uh-huh. Should we go?
About now? I mean, yeah, it is getting kind of late.
I mean, we can head out. Yeah.
No, you guys don't have to leave. You guys can stay.
Oh,
You
okay.
came
we'll,
all this
we'll
way.
stay for like, I don't know, their hour.
Okay, fuck.
Oh, what?
Oh, sorry. I was just testing something.
That's right into the mic.
For the listeners, that was the second time CJ looked at a watch on his wrist that does not exist.
That one's just for us. I did have a friend, I think it was her birthday party, hung a banner that said, like, please leave by 9 or
Nice.
something like that. I was like, I really respect that.
Yeah.
I need to just get a permanent plaque for our place.
Get it tattooed across your chest.
Yeah.
At the end of my
Start unbuttoning one by one as the night goes on.
Coming up.
Oh, he's going for the buttons. Oh, all right. Call the cab.
Time to go.
I have another. After I watched the movie, I was so confused, sad, disappointed that I just did a quick Google. The search was, "Is Saltburn even good?" And one of the headlines. I'm so sorry, journalist. I don't remember what publication it was, but the one line was, "Saltburn is boring, confusing, and a disaster."
Whoa.
Dang.
And I was like, yeah, whoever that person is, they get it. Yeah.
A disaster.
I thought it was so boring. The first part where it was like, okay, you're a nerd.
Yeah, we get it.
Bummer. Same. And then confusing where it was just like, there are 8 different tropes happening all at once, and none of them are good or leaned into or interesting. And then that whole bit it was like reading like a crappy suspense novel that you get at the airport.
Can't relate.
It's
Eric doesn't read.
I don't know
I
how to
always
read.
forget that you don't know how to read. Oh man, what
This
a
is
callback!
canon. It's canon. I don't know how to read.
Yeah, it felt. One of the reviews had talked about it being really empty. That like all the relationships felt empty. There was nothing like all of the drama of it was just left. They were giving crumbs. You know what I mean? I wanted an entree, and they were giving crumbs. Yeah.
It is very like genre-y. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, I think it leans pretty heavily on like the vibe and the mood of it. And there's one could say maybe there's not a ton of substance behind that stuff. I
Who
wouldn't
would
be the one
say
to
that?
But that's why I was like, yeah, this movie was very polarizing. I feel like people were really into it, and a lot of people were very not into it. And so it's nice to have those views represented here. On
Oh,
the
here
podcast.
we go. I think that if it didn't have the cast that it did, if you had told me this is a movie that some film school kid put together, the writing was not good and the acting was fine.
Yeah.
But it sucked. It sucked. If it didn't have a good cast and if it didn't have a whole bunch of money to make things kind of visually interesting at times, I'd be like, what the hell did I just watch? I think the only reason it got so much interest was because the dudes are hot.
Yeah, I think those guys are like so like zeitgeisty right now. Both of them, I feel like. So I think that was doing the movie a lot of favors.
Yeah.
In more than one way.
Ladies. So many favors.
There were, it was at least like visually appealing with the certain like party scenes and the night shots and the way the moon is lit up. But yeah.
Like a pizza pie.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I agree that, I couldn't get past too that like, this is just a movie filled with like hot people. I didn't know any of my friends in college that looked like any of these people.
Yeah.
It's just, or do you guys have any rich friends that you could like hang out at their house or anything like that? I think the closest I would get to is like, a friend has a trampoline, so we're going to like use them for that.
Yikes.
Yeah. I feel like we growing up were like adjacent to some pretty like wealthy suburbs.
Yeah.
I think our neighborhood in particular wasn't the most like extravagant, but you definitely like, I certainly wasn't invited to any of these, but you would hear about people like, I was going to say a specific high school, which will make no sense to anyone, but like these other people at this rich high school were going to a party over there and like, they do cocaine because they're rich. And it's like,
God.
Jesus Christ.
Yikes.
Yeah. We'll just make up a name like Stevenson. We'll just be the high school name. I just made that up though.
Yeah, no, that feels right though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
I did get in later in high school, made some friends with people that went to that rich high school, and going to their houses was like, Jesus Christ. You guys grew up in this place, like this mansion. One of them literally had like a movie theater room with like rows of lazy boys, where the projector was the size of the wall, and you had like a special remote to choose through all the. They had like a physical cart popcorn maker thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The luxury.
Yeah. Insane.
See, don't you guys just like want to kill these people?
Dear God, with our popcorn machines. When does it
I'm
end?
just kidding. Yeah, can you believe that?
Yeah, we were. We grew up kind of lower middle class, and then stuff started to get a little more successful, and then we ended up being upper middle class, and it was great. We were in the kind of like crappiest house in the suburb, which was fine. But I remember meeting a friend and going to their house for the first time, and they had a whole playroom.
Wow.
Just a room.
All toys. And...
Yes, like in a huge room that's like basically the size of this floor of your home.
Wow.
That was all kinds of toys and like 2 computer setups with all the games you could imagine, and like this whole corner that was oh my gosh, it was like all craft stuff. This person's mom, I think, was like crazy into scrapbooking and had just an entire like Joann's fabric and Michael's store on the wall of just like whatever you wanted. You could. It was just like, oh my God. And she's like, yeah, this room sucks. Let's go to my room. Oh my God. What? This is amazing.
What kind of keyboards were they working with on those computers?
That's a great question. I would say probably the P180, which was
Whoa.
at the time it was really remarkable. That was like the late 90s. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, remarkable before the P182 came out.
Yeah.
Really
and then
swept the nation.
that's really when things changed. They
Yeah.
turned a corner.
There's kind of a
keyboards.
delineation line there before things
100%.
got crazy.
Yeah, Eric, you know. Yeah, you're not really into keyboards though.
Are you guys making fun of me?
What?
Never.
We would never do that. Stay as long as you'd like.
Okay, good.
No, don't.
What? It'll be fine. It's a welcome guest for a while.
What are you guys talking about?
What? Oh, nothing. Can I get you anything?
That
Water?
That being said, if I ever make a boatload of movie, I absolutely want a movie theater room in
Oh
my
my God,
house.
yeah.
Of course. Well, and you can write it off on your taxes as work related.
Yeah, for the show.
Yeah.
This is your job,
We
right?
make so much money on this thing.
Hell yeah. And really, isn't that what it's all about?
Yeah, it's the
really,
money.
It's
all
really
the
just
money.
about the profits,
Yeah.
baby.
Not having fun.
That's right.
Yeah. Eric's rubbing 2 nickels together. Like literally rubbing 2 nickels together.
I think I really want the loft in Wayne's World 2 where they got to play roller hockey indoors. That was always the dream.
It would suck to live below you.
Yeah. Well, I'd probably just, own the building or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
Have I talked about the ice rink on my block on this podcast yet?
No.
Have
No,
I
I
told
don't
Well,
think so.
either
not
of
in the
you about
episodes I've
this
listened
yet?
to.
I don't think so.
Well, I live among $1 million homes. I rent an apartment, in case you can't tell.
Brag.
But yeah, it's like my block is kind of nuts. And one of the homes was just gone one day. And it was just now, it's a yard. And then when winter came, they built a whole full ice rink. And there's like a generator
With
going,
like boards and
yes,
everything?
with boards, and like there's a loud generator running all day and all night. And I witnessed a very fun interaction the other day where one of the neighbors was trying to say hi to the frankly piece of shit who lives in this house with the ice rink. You knew that was coming. And was like, "Hey, how was your trip?" And the person who lives in the house was like, "What?" And they're like, "How was your trip? I was just asking how your trip was." And they were like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh, we'll talk later." And she was like, "I can't hear you." And I'm like, "God, go fuck yourself."
It's the worst. Children having enjoyment. Ugh.
Yeah, it sucked. There was a bunch of kids playing hockey. I was like, ugh.
Gross.
Yeah.
Horrible.
No, good. That would be incredible as a kid
Yeah.
to have just a hockey rink right there. Like, I
Yeah.
would lose my shit.
Insane.
Those parents on the other hand.
So
yeah,
do
it's
we
not the kid's fault.
Yeah.
do we think the homeowners bought the house next door and tore
Yeah.
it down?
Yes,
and
That's just to
Yep.
get that lot.
That happened to a group of friends of mine who lived in the home, and the landlord said, "Hey, we're not renewing your lease. The next door neighbor's buying this lot so they can turn it into a yard."
wow.
And that's like a couple blocks from where I live now. So that's just, yeah.
What's the opposite of pave paradise to put up a parking lot? Tear down the parking lot to put up some grass.
Put up an ice rink.
Sounds nice. It's like a nice thought, but it's also horrible for. Yeah, that's a catch-22. This is a better plot to a movie than the movie we watched easily.
Just move to the suburbs. If you want a yard, just move to the suburbs.
Leave. If you're
Just
gonna have
leave.
kids, leave.
If you want your kids to be happy at all, you need to go somewhere else.
You need to go. Oh boy.
No, I'm just kidding. It's great.
I'm not. Get these kids out of here. Yuck.
So
Get them off the train. Clogging up the buses. You ever tried to take a bus at 3 p.m.? It's the worst. I'm at the point in my life now. I am in my 30s. I am like intimidated when there are too many teenagers on the train.
totally.
Yeah, it's 100%. Yeah.
I'm just there's like a group think situation that's gonna happen that you're gonna attack me like a bunch of ants, and then when you disappear, I'm gonna be like naked and penniless. Please, God, I'll just get off here. You can have my seat and my wallet.
You just know that they can like just devastate you with one, just like nice socks, and you're just like, oh god,
Just got these. They're Hello Kitty. I thought I was cool.
This happened to me a few years ago where I was purchasing something and the checkout person was clearly like early 20s, maybe tops. And they were like, "Oh, nice mohawk." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." And they're like, "Bringing it back." I was like,
huh?
"What?
Oh no!
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What? Oh, I'm never gonna stop thinking about this."
I love how you just don't care what anybody thinks.
Yeah,
I love the
that's
way
common.
you dress. That's like it makes you look worse. That's fun. Yeah. It's like a statement.
God, it was
God.
like the nicest thing they could have said and something I will never forget immediately afterwards.
Every morning, CJ looks in the mirror and is haunted. But
Bring it back from what?
From where?
Where did I leave it?
oh no!
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Just devastating.
Yeah,
Like,
this was literally years ago, and I haven't forgotten about it.
Isn't that great that finally you get into your 30s and you're like, you know what? I'm okay with me as a person.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with this.
All it takes is one pimple-faced 14-year-old to be like, "What's up with you?" And you cry.
Oh, shit, what is up with me?
Cry for 6 months.
Hey, are you sick?
I just look like this.
No. I'm just tired.
I mean, actually, maybe.
What do you know that I don't?
Yeah, devastating.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm terrified. I hate that, like, it's both good and bad. I'm sort of pro that high schools use city buses as their buses because then there aren't just extra buses. But then at the same time, yeah, when like 20 get on your same bus, like, fuck, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And do they have to? We're getting into fun, just questions I could Google. But do kids have to pay for those passes? Are they discounted passes?
I would hope that I know at least at like DePaul University, you get a discount as part of your, like a student Ventura pass, essentially.
I would hope that preteens don't have to scrounge up
shell out
money to
$5
take the
every
bus.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so.
More of a reason to just get out of here and go to the suburbs. Just go
Just
away.
leave.
This city is for the 25 and up. All right? Get out of here. Get off my lawn. If I had one.
Yeah. And I think that age range is only going to get in, like, as I get older, it's no longer just going to be teens. It's going to be like anyone in their 20s.
Right.
And,
Oh, yeah.
Just going to expand and expand until I'm just horrified by anyone younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's already happened to me. I found out the other day that one of my coworkers that I work most closely with is 24. I was like, fucking shit. What? That's, whoa.
Who drove you here? Do you have a license yet?
Like, oh, you can't rent a car yet.
Yeah. That is rough. Well, you can, but you got to pay extra stuff.
Yeah. Well,
It's
whatever. I don't actually know.
It's how I feel too, being a hockey fan and going to the Chicago Blackhawks games, and you just are like, that guy's 19?
Yeah.
What? And he's getting paid millions of dollars to play a sport? Like, what?
That's what we were talking about. When I was texting you the other day, that like he can't even go and have drinks with his teammates.
Yeah, he can't like go out with the team.
He gets this famous guy gets his fake ID to get into bars with his teammates.
Literally, like
Hope I make it
every
in.
single person in the city knows who he is.
Yeah. So he
Like,
put on
no,
a fake
no.
mustache or something.
Yeah.
There's that famous clip of like Shaun White who won like the Olympic gold before he was 21. He was like, "Oh yeah, we had so much fun. We were drinking like on the news," and they were like, "You're not 21," and he's like, "Mountain Dews, baby."
Nice.
Yeah,
Good save.
good recovery.
Yeah.
Mountain Dews.
What happened to Shaun White?
Good question.
He did his last, whatever the most recent Winter Olympics were. That was like his last run.
He hung it up.
Yep.
Really, like just this past one?
I think so.
Holy shit.
Either that one or the one before. But yeah, very recently.
Damn.
And he it was immediate. Like he went down, did the half pipe thing, got to the end, and
Ripped
then,
off the board, ripped
like-
off his snowsuit.
started crying, like, because he instantly was like, and what, it was like only an okay. I don't think he did super well too, which was even worse. But yeah. and
Maybe
it
that's
just
why he
like,
was
that was
crying.
it.
Yeah.
This is the
Probably
note
that
I'm
too.
leaving
Yeah.
on? This sucks.
Maybe.
Yikes.
That's what happens when you get old.
That's
And I have some 17-year-old come and like be the best at the sport.
Yeah.
It's insane. The things people can do with their bodies, it's incredible. Like fuck a grave.
Like fuck a grave.
Way
Is
to
that the
bring it
part
back.
that you fast forward through?
Did I? No, that one I think I stuck with.
Interesting.
I was really enjoying the art of
Yeah,
that.
let's see where this goes.
I didn't actually look this up to confirm it, but I did hear that scene was improvised. That he
Wow.
asked for a closed set that day and was just like, I just want to see what's going to happen. And that's, yeah.
Interesting.
Can you imagine?
Just being the boom guy.
Exactly.
like looking around, and be like, "Is anyone
Please,
else see
Yoko,
this?"
please, Yoko, please, Yoko.
Gosh. And also there are whole departments that are dedicated to making sure that everybody feels safe and that
Yeah.
Yeah.
parts are protected during scenes.
Yeah.
So is the like modesty person on set like holding their nude thong like, oh my god, what do he
shaking.
just took his pants off. What do I do? Do I I don't know. What a choice. What an interesting
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
That actor was on Hot Ones recently, and I was watching it, and I was just like, there's something about this guy. I'm not really like getting a lot of like humanness, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
We're gonna see some even more strange
Yeah.
stuff from him in the future.
Oh,
we
yeah.
think.
I think too, unfortunately, he will probably just continue to be like typecast as kind of a weird creep.
Yeah.
I think he just kind of he plays it very well.
Yeah.
I think that was his deal going into this movie. I know that he was in Banshees of Inisherin, which I haven't seen.
It's
I don't-
good.
Is he like a weirdo in that movie?
It's a very small part.
Oh, okay.
So like not really, but yeah, he's not in it a ton.
Because like Killing of a Sacred Deer it was the first movie I saw him in. It might have been like one of his first movies. I don't know. But yeah, he's like a fucking psycho in that movie.
Where
For lack of a better term.
and then I, of course, will contribute with the comic book movie, which is Eternals, that he was in.
Oh.
And he plays the creepiest, like, Eternal that has mind control, essentially. It's like, yeah, that's the weirdest one. That,
Interesting.
Like, yeah.
He's in The Green Knight too. He plays just like a little vagrant like kid weirdo who yeah. It's
Really going through his whole career on this podcast
Yeah.
right now. So in 1984, when he was born, the nurse said, "My God, this baby's so creepy.
get this boy in movie stat.
Get him to the suburbs." Yeah, the other actor that is that way for me is I don't want to mispronounce his name. Is it Cillian Murphy? Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Even weirder.
He's just his face is just like
Yeah.
that guy has strangled some sex workers for sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Something with, his eyes and the cheekbones and,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And there's just very little movement on his face.
Yeah.
Very expressionless.
Yeah.
You can't read him. I think I saw him. There was a movie that's called like Red Eye
Yes.
that he was in.
yes.
that-
With Rachel McAdams.
There's no way to know.
I think it's Rachel McAdams.
The Notebook?
That takes place on like an airplane,
Mm-hmm.
like on a red eye flight, and he's for some reason he's like got to kill her or something.
Yeah,
or
he's like a terrorist or something.
yeah,
right?
I don't know. It's bad news. Anyway, whenever I see him, I just see him in that movie, and I'm like, oh my god, that guy is. If he were behind me on the street, I would run away screaming. Some people are like, oh my god, he's so sexy, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna get mugged. It's the same with the guy from this show. That it's like, oh, I don't. Your vibes are not great.
Yeah.
Although that Jacob guy, did you see the headline that he like strangled? He got in trouble for like strangling somebody.
What the fuck?
Whoa, no.
Yeah, somebody yelled something to him. I don't remember. Obviously, I read the headline and nothing else because that's the generation I'm a part of. Yeah, that he like strangled a guy and he was trying to keep it quiet.
Jeez.
By strangling the headline. Oh boy.
To death?
To death. I don't know that he just like snapped, I guess, and like pinned a guy up against the wall.
Jeez.
Sheesh. He's a giant man too. To be strangled, he's got to like bend down to strangle somebody.
That's way creepier.
Yeah.
Just a guy on
Just
stilts
looming over him.
Now we're talking about nightmares.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel okay? I have this thing now when I watch TV or movies that when I see people who are younger than me, here I will say when I
scream.
see what
I scream.
yeah. Oh my god,
The youth.
No, that when I see like male actors who are younger than me, I'm pretty sure that Jacob guy is younger, or he's like
he's probably,
our age or closer to my age. Or like who's the guy that everybody's Timothy Chalamet? People are like obsessed with. I'm like, you look like you could be my little brother.
Yeah.
I don't see you as a sex symbol.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you have abs right now because you have a metabolism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Call me when you're 35.
Yeah.
And I'm 50. Ew. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's something about it that I just don't see it that way. Do you have that with like female actresses? Nope.
Yes.
They like them young, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I mean, that's without going too deep into the overarching problem of our entire society that we sexualize people at a very young age. The show, The Other Two on Max, can't recommend that show enough.
Very good.
Sort of made an episode about this where the youngest brother is the one that becomes the celebrity, and it's a big deal when he's about to turn 18, and then they sort of say like, because then we can sexualize him, and they were selling his first like photograph session when he turns 18, but specifically they said his like armpit that was like the piece de resistance as to be funny, and then that it was such a coveted item that they had to create decoys of the flash drives and have different trucks drive it to the publishing place. The show's fantastic. It's really funny, but it's like it's like people literally just like counting down the clock of like when they turn 18. And it's
So
like,
weird.
Well, now I'm not a creep. They're 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As if that like matter of seconds.
Yeah.
17 to 18 is like, whew.
Yeah.
Now it's cool.
Oh, they're such a different person now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Isn't that Dane Cook that like started dating somebody when she was 18? It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure they started dating exactly when she turned 18 and it
100%.
wasn't happening before then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right.
So is it time for ratings?
Perfect place to leave it.
We know you've been waiting, so now it's time to hear our ratings. I'm gonna. Who do we go with first? Let's say Eric.
Okay. I really have not thought about this.
You've had 50 minutes and 16 seconds to think about this.
I'm editing
Plus
that a lot.
editing,
It'll be shorter. It'll be shorter than that.
When all of this has been comedy gold.
You have 22 minutes. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an enjoyable experience. There's a lot of, I think I described it to you guys by saying there are several very insane things that happen. So I'm always I'm always a fan of that. Weird choices. Lauren's turning down my microphone.
I'm just going to quickly unplug this just to see what happens.
I don't know. It's just, I'm always down for like, holy, whoa, that was like so crazy. Yeah, that's fun and entertaining. That's the point of entertainment for me sometimes. So I don't know. I also definitely like see the flaws and absolutely understand how it was polarizing for people. So I will give it an 8.4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
More weird movies. This one wasn't perfect, but this is like my style. Like, do something weird. Make a weird choice. Ask for a closed set and fuck the grave. Do like that's
More of that.
More of that specifically with that guy.
Yeah. CJ loved it. He actually watched it at 0.5
Yeah, I
speed.
slowed it down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I captured. Let me rewind a little bit.
I liked it. More weird movies like that.
Lauren?
Here's what I'll say about art. Keep it weird. Do weird stuff. Go for it. This weird thing could have been a short film. Could have been like what's that? Oh, what's that show?
The Kissing Booth.
That's what it is. It could be more like the Kissing Booth. No, the like super weird show. Lady Gaga was just in it.
American Horror Story?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like if it's gonna go like weird,
Okay,
go like that kind of crazy weird. Have some sort of plot or have some sort of message or story. Like this just didn't. It was just weird for the sake of being weird. And several of the reviews said that it was like this is a movie that was about the vibes. No, that's not what a movie is. Music can be for the vibes.
Yeah.
Art can be for the vibes. But a movie's supposed to have something. And this was nothing. So I will say I would give it probably a 9. No, I think I would give it, if it didn't have the hot guys and if it didn't have all of the money, it would be a negative number for me. But I'm going to give it a 2.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Dang.
We predicted you were going to give it a 4, so that's hard to hear. for
Your
us.
high rating made me want to give a lower rating.
Okay, so I sabotaged it.
Do we want to guess what CJ's going to say?
I don't want to influence him. Let's write down what we're going to think he's
Yeah.
All right.
We can do the thing. You text me or whatever.
Yeah. I won't lie. I've got my number in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how. Yeah. Let's see. For me. Yeah, I honestly hadn't thought about it until we started recording. I
You've
just
done this
watched
before, right?
Yeah, I just watched it yesterday. It's very fresh. I think it's gonna get higher than a 5, even though I will never watch this again. I definitely had to fast forward through a couple parts, but even that was like by 20 seconds. I wasn't like skipping entire plot points or anything, just because it was like, okay, I get it. This is weird. Okay, this is enough. This does not need to be a full like 2 minutes long. The reveal was like, I think by the end of the movie, you had to know something was up. Like
Totally.
it kind of felt like it was trying to be like this eye-opening, like, oh, but he did it all. It's like, well, yeah, he's fucking weird. Like, you've established that. He's a weird dude. Like, clearly something is up with this guy. You've already, an hour ago, said he lied about everything. So, like, something is... Yeah, I don't know that I would recommend this super highly to people unless I knew their taste very well or they asked, like, give me an idea of it. I couldn't just be like, oh, you should definitely check out this movie, because I think people need kind of a warning or some sort of heads up. Like me, literally had zero idea about this movie going into it. I was like, what is this?
Yep. Again, that's why, very weird that you threw it out so casually. But I was like, let's do it.
I don't know. People were talking about it. Maybe like I'll do like a 6.3. I think it was like fine. What did you all think I was gonna go with?
I thought you were going to say 6, but I always forget that you guys pick stupid, not whole numbers.
It's almost as if they're arbitrary.
I think we guessed like 7.
Okay.
But in hindsight, that was foolish. I wouldn't think that you would have given it that high.
What a fool.
Yeah. So I guess, Lauren, I'm sorry I picked this, and Eric, you already seen it, so it didn't matter.
It's okay. I'm a curmudgeon. I wasn't going to be happy either way.
With anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the phase of life I'm in right now. Get these teens off the bus and the babies in the suburbs, and no show will be good.
Get these ice rinks off my lawn. Well, thank you both, as always, for joining me. Lauren, is there anything you would like to plug, or words of wisdom, things you want to let people know about?
Once in a while, I post on an Instagram called Showen Can't Draw. I draw little pictures and I write little stories. Eric?
Give it a follow. I'll also plug that Instagram account.
Wow.
All right. He's trying to butter me up.
The penguins are my favorite. For us, you can follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. We're on TikTok. Speaking of teenagers, post videos on there and on Instagram. Go give us some follows and likes over there. Call or text us like no one does at USACat1591. I was going to say like actor Wayne Knight does. He emails us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com. Go to our website, overtalkingpod.party. These two have been on so many episodes, some of which I'm not even here for, which is strange. You can go give those a listen. And then we'll see you next week with a different movie. A real great way to round out date movie month.
So romantic.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
This episode of... What's the name? Should have written this down. This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was edited and produced by me, Ken. No, you're the other one. God. This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was edited and produced by me. The one that's not Ken. Special guest this week was Lauren Showen and my brother Eric. The music you heard in this episode was done by the very talented and attractive Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Follow Nate on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs. God, how does Meg do this every week?